Hello everyone, Quick War here, and welcome to yet another gameplay commentary, and this time on my Blade Flurry Duelist. But today we are going to do something completely different. I normally play in this character as Blade Flurry, as you probably know. But today I'm going to do something completely different. I'm going to use Glacial Hammer. You can see the damage is pretty decent actually. But I had to do some changes for actually be able to just run Glacial Hammer without having to respec anything, which I really don't want to do. Right now using Vanastra, so I can use every single melee skill in the entire game except for a few, well, two-handed melee skills in the game. So I can use this one, and this is a sword, so it gets bonuses from, well, bonuses from the skill tree. And I'm also using actually one other thing. I actually respec the 2 life points here, so I sacrifice a little bit of survivability, so I can just use 2 Winter Burial, which are one of the newer units, which makes that my Glacial Hammer is now pure elemental damage, pure ice damage. And it will splash to enemies, I don't need melee splash. So using 2 of these. That is pretty much the only changes I did. And also using another armor. I just using this armor. It's not as good as my regular armor, which are this one, which are fantastic. But this armor is good enough right now. And I'm mainly using this one because I don't want to reroll the color. And yes, you can say, oh, it's easy to get those color. No, I don't want to do it because I used over 100 chromatics for doing it. Not again, I don't have that much chromatics, so I just changed the armor. So I get a little bit bad on the resistance, but this is just fun. And I'm right now using melee physical damage, weapon elemental damage, Glacial Hammer, increased critical strike, added fire damage, and multi-strike, because I want some attack speed, because this sword is not fast. But enough talking, and let's get to play a map. I'm just gonna play this volcano map here and have some fun mods, which are, well, 2 unique bosses, which are always fun. So let's play this and see if we survive this. What better way to try out a skill your build is not optimized for in a high-level map? But I want to say, sound is a little bit too high. I want to say doing good damage. Not as good as Blade Flurry, absolutely not, but Blade Flurry is still pretty broken, so that's that. And keep in mind, this is for fun. And fun it certainly is. With all of my flask, almost 200,000. You can almost say this is a 200,000 Glacial Hammer build, but it's not. It's not optimized for Glacial Hammer. But I really do want to do a Glacial Hammer build because of this support. But then I'm going to focus more on a mace instead, and not a sword. Because to use this with a sword, you must have Vanastra. There is no way you can do it without Vanastra. And yes, I'm still tanky. And yes, I have abuses on my head. And to prove it, look at that, abuses. Ooh, that hurt a little bit. Oh, I hit you, what are you gonna do about it? Glacial Hammer is one of those really old skills that I actually really like. But it was one of the first skills I tried out when I started playing this game, and I actually really like it. And I like to have gained a little bit of love for this old awesome skill. But one thing I also need to get in this build, if I want to do a build with Glacial Hammer, I must have more crit chance, because my crit chance right now is not that good. And by the way, my Glacial Hammer is not at high level either, so that's that. Oh, the boss is going to take some time to kill, because the enemy doesn't die instantly. And it's going to take some time to kill them with this, but I should be able to just face tank the bosses to the die. At least I'm used to do that, so we will see what's happening. And I really hope another high level map will drop, as usual. Standard, I don't have enough high level maps here. This is a tier 14 map anyway, so it's pretty high level. Man, it is fun to use this skill. Well, I think every skill, that's an Arsenal map. I missed the time when Arsenal maps was higher level. everything dies. Good. I really want to use multi-strike when I'm using this skill, because I don't like to be slow, and I'm using a slow weapon, so I need some extra attack speed. But if I want to do this, as I said before, I'll do it. Not this character, of course. Ooh, elemental reflect hurts. Am I desynced? Yes, well, it's a little bit desynced right here. If you're wondering why my sounds a little bit different, I can't talk too high because I'm not in my normal living room, so I need to talk a little bit slower, and I don't have a door either, so not to disturb any the other ones in my family. I need to talk a little bit quiet, and that's why the sound may be a little bit different. Can we find the boss room? I'm so wanna try this out against the boss now. I can't guarantee I will survive the boss because, well, if I used Blade Flurry, I could guarantee I would never ever have a problem against the boss. But ooh, that hurt. That hurt a lot. Well, I have to mention I don't have maxed out resistance, which I should probably have against Khan because, well, he's doing a lot of fire damage, so I may just switch off my Herald of Ash and use Purity of Element just for the boss fight, just to be safe against the elemental damage. I'm going to sacrifice some damage, but I still won't have good damage, so I don't reckon it will be that big of a deal. And this skill is quite cheap to use, so I don't have time for your Chora right now. Oh yeah, that's the boss. I forget, it is not calm on this map. Silly me, I forgot. But let's not use this one. How can I actually forget that? Well, on Volcano map, the boss are those things. I just completely forget that. I'm sorry if I said it was calm. But still a double boss, and they're doing some fire damage, so let's see if they are dangerous or not. Let's see if we can face tank this. I doubt I can. Alright, maybe I can. So far so good. I need to have an eye on my life there and pop my block flask here and there so I can block like... Oh, it's getting... I didn't. Oh, wait. You're still there. I think it was a good idea that I fixed the resistance. And look what dropped. I said I wanted high level maps. Look at that. A lay of the Hydra. Well, I'm not gonna do this map today, but if I can figure out another stupid setup I can use with this character, I will do it on this map. Anyway, I hope you guys like this short little episode here, whatever we're gonna call it. It was a lot of fun. And actually I want to say Glacial Hammer is absolutely viable, but I would recommend a different build setup, which you don't need to use Van Astra and can use an actual mace with some good crit chance on. Anyway, it was just for fun. See you guys in the next episode.